We arrived on the Dutch side of St. Martin at Princess Juliana International Airport on a Tuesday afternoon from a connection in Atlanta. We were about 2 hours late arriving because of a mechanical issue with the plane, which placed us arriving about the same time as another large international flight. There's been a lot of construction going on at this airport, and the arrivals hall is not expected to debut until the fall of 2024. So, it's a bit of a temporary holding area for now. Needless to say, we can't wait for the new arrivals hall. And once again, giving a shout out to Exclusive Car Rental. We love renting the 4-door Jeep from them for our trips and use them every single time we visit St. Martin. After we hopped in the Jeep waiting for us at the airport, we took a short 30-minute drive to our villa on the French side of the island. The last time we stayed on the Dutch side and decided to try something new. We didn't get any great photos of the front of our villa, but it was located in the heart of Orient Village within walking distance to Orient Beach. It was a villa called Villa Sea Grape from St. Martin Rentals on Airbnb, and I will link the listing in the comments to this video. It was a great villa that had plenty of room for our family, and we absolutely loved the amenity of the perfectly sized private pool that was maintained every single day. The only downside, if you want to call it that, are the stairs to the 3rd floor master bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. The villa was very modern and clean. The kids took turns sleeping on the 3rd floor, and the 2nd floor had 2 other bedrooms. It had all of the amenities you would expect, but just a word of caution, it does have 220 voltage electricity, so you would need adapters. This villa actually provided some, but you might want to bring your own, especially if you're not staying. And this is Abigail taking some footage of one of her morning walks to the Orient Village. Abigail and TJ would go get some morning coffee and pastries on this walk from Villa Sea Grape in Orient Village to a cafe called the Good Morning Cafe on most mornings. You'll see there are lots of nice little rentals and some residential areas where people are staying. While there was some activity in Orient Village, it was not usually bustling until the late afternoon and evenings, and most of the French restaurants in the village do not open until 6 p.m. There's also a small market that pops up in the village on some evenings, which has some vendors and locally sells things such as handmade jewelry and some really good souvenir options. We really do love the vibe of Orient Village. It's so nice to walk to dinner each evening. Everything you could think of is actually in the village, in addition to all of the super nice restaurants. There's also a small supermarket which has many of your needs, but in case you want something a little more expansive, there is a grocery delivery service called Shop and Drop, which I will also link in the comments, which we have used on a couple of occasions and heartily recommend. And here's us on our drive along Orient Bay Beach, heading from the main center of the village, past all of the beach bars, down to the end where the Perch and Club O is on the western end of the beach. Orient Beach is one of the longest beaches on the island and is about a mile long. You'll see there's plenty of parking, and the road is dirt, but can have quite a few potholes. It also rained each morning for an hour, and by the afternoon, the water and puddles would dissipate. Here you can see all of the villas and all the cute flair of the homes and the rentals. It's more than just a village, it's a true community living lifestyle. Again, the village is within walking distance of the beach if you decide to walk instead of drive. You can also see all of the beautiful beach and the nice beach bars on this side. Beach bars include the Perch, La String, Orange Fever, Aloha, Y Plage, and Kentucky, among others. You could literally go to a different beach bar each day for lunch or playing on the beach. There are also several small boutique hotels on Orient Beach. There are a couple of water sports places for kite surfing, parasailing, and jet ski rentals. This side of the island may tend to have a bit more wind, but it makes it very comfortable for spending the day on the beach and soaking up the turquoise water and white sand. This time we did make it to the Yoda Guy Movie Exhibit Museum. This is located on Front Street near all of the duty-free stores in Phillipsburg. It's listed as the #1 attraction on TripAdvisor for Phillipsburg. And after you visit the movie exhibit museum, it's easy to see why it is number 1. But be sure to check the schedule as it does vary, but they are usually open on days when cruise ships are in port. This nonprofit exhibit was founded by Nick Maley in 2011. Nick was one of the creators of Yoda and other creatures for Star Wars. This place is what dreams are made of for Star Wars fans. Nick is a celebrated special effects creator in his field. Tons of movie history is packed inside of this location. You will see exhibits related to Star Wars characters such as Yoda, Darth Vader, and Chewbacca. And if you thought this was just about the Star Wars, you're wrong. It has movie relics from the Terminator, Alien, Superman, Men in Black, and many other movies. Interestingly enough, there's also a collection of famous historical figure face cast. We saw the face cast from Abraham Lincoln right before his assassination, Benjamin Franklin, and George Washington. We also saw movie star face cast for Sean Connery, Anthony Hopkins, Tom Cruise, and Harrison Ford. We also saw the most amazing storyboard from the original Snow White movie. You will pay a small fee and browse tons of authentic movie relics. More than that, Nick Maley himself is on site and available for a meet and greet and photograph after you browse through the exhibit. He gave wonderful life and work ethic advice to Abigail and Avery, and we loved every second of this surprising adventure. To find out more information, go to the Yoda Guy movie exhibit, linked in the comments to this video. After we visited the Yoda Guy movie exhibit on Front Street, we made our way to the Dutch Blonde Beach Bar in Phillipsburg to grab a quick lunch. The Dutch Blonde is located just off of the main boardwalk in Phillipsburg and is a casual yet fun location. This restaurant and bar has locally brewed ales and has a tasty menu with a lot of choices. And although I didn't try one, their local beers have received international accolades. This is an authentic pancake house and a really neat experience. They offered sweet and savory varieties as well as non-traditional Dutch selections. The girls love their frozen drinks, and we all love sitting at our table overlooking the beautiful blue water of Great Bay. This is also a great spot to people watch and see folks walk back to their cruise ships. We did stop at a duty-free store right down the road, and Abigail bought a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. Tons of shops line the boardwalk on the way to the Dutch Blonde, and this is a great spot to unwind after a bit of shopping in Phillipsburg. They do say this is one of the best spots on the boardwalk for a quick lunch. There were jet skis across from us that you could watch as people would load and take off. There's also sailing and all kinds of boats crossing in the distance. A visit to St. Martin is not complete without a day trip to Pinnell Island. In order to get to Pinnell Island, you would go to the cul-de-sac, and there's a large parking lot there. There's also a ferry shuttle boat to Pinnell Island that runs about every 30 minutes, and it takes you about 5 to 10 minutes to reach Pinnell Island. You can also kayak, although the ferry is how we usually go. And look here, you can see me picking out my lunch, which was fresh lobster for the day. There are 2 restaurants located on Pinnell, each with private beach service. They are Caraboonie and Yellow Beach, although we are huge Yellow Beach fans. You can reserve your chairs and umbrellas ahead of time, and in the busy season, a reservation is probably a must. And let's talk about the food. I selected my own lobster and was glad I did. Look, this place does not have running water, but it's a culinary delight. The Gray Geese were well fed on this Pinnell Island trip. They also have great frozen drinks, and it's a fun spot to play on the beach and catch the rays and also snorkel. Pinnell itself is a designated nature preserve, and the ocean is shallow and very calm. It's perfect for young children and any time you just want to sit on the beach and relax. On this trip, we rented a private boat from Captain Allen's that left out of the conveniently located Oyster Pond Marina. We were on a speedboat for a full-day charter trip, and we really enjoyed seeing the entire island from the water. Captain Allen's was a great way to see the entire island in one full day. We did stop along several places, one of which was for a quick swim off of Mullich Beach. We continued past Little Divvy, and we were able to see all different kinds of sights and boats. We also passed Trump's St. Martin Villa, which is currently for sale or rent if you are so inclined. We then made our way to Happy Bay. You typically have to arrive near the Friars Bay area and take a short hike to this secluded beach, so the boat made this a no-brainer stop on our trip. There are also some intriguing dragon sculptures you can pose in front of, which were built for a local music festival. This beach is a hidden gem and probably worth the effort to get to it. There are no restaurants or chair service, so either visit by boat or bring your own water and drinks. The girls love the clear water, and this turned out to be a great snorkel location with many different fish. Our boat also stopped in the famous Grand Casse area, known for its authentic food at the Lolos. We anchored there and swam ashore for a quick lunch before the second half of our boat trip that day. All in all, it was a very relaxing way to see all of St. Martin. If you know one thing about our family, then you know we love a good culinary scene. We went to Orient Village for dinner on most nights. Orient Village is a foodie lover's dream come true. You can find Italian, Asian, and of course French cuisine all in one location. One of our favorite restaurants, L'Atelier, is located at the top of Orient Village. Let's just say we ate there 2 different times during this trip. Meat lovers will not be disappointed, and there are plenty of fresh fish options for everyone. We also ate at Big Fish, located in Oyster Pond. This is by far the most aesthetically pleasing restaurant we visited, and one of our favorites. Amazing plating and wonderful food quality. There's also the Dutch Beach Bar in Phillipsburg, and we wanted to give it another shout out and mention. It was a moderately priced location, as a nice casual option to the fancier French restaurants. La Favela is another hidden gem located in Orient Village. By the end of our trip, we wanted something a bit different from traditional French cuisine, and this place did not disappoint. They were the best fajitas I've ever had in my life, and the atmosphere is cool and welcoming. And this brings us to Good Morning Cafe. They have fresh French pastries, quiches, and donuts. You can eat in or do takeout. And we also enjoy their coffee each morning, and Abigail loved their iced coffee selections. One day for lunch, we walked down to Lestring Beach Bar towards the western end of Orient. This is a true elevated meal at the beach. They have beach chairs and umbrellas after a meal, and let's not talk about how great the rum punch is here. We did manage to go back to Oasis in Oyster Pond. It's located right next to a small store called Bread and Butter and has both fresh seafood selections and wood-fired pizza, which Avery loved. And if we're going to talk about culinary delights, let's not forget the very fresh lobster right out of the ocean that I had at Yellow Beach on Pinnell Island. Definitely worth a trip back just for the lobster. We also went to Sal, which is an Asian fusion restaurant located in Orient Village. This wasn't our favorite selection, but was a little something different. We also loved La Petite Bistro in Orient Village. This is probably our second favorite French restaurant in Orient Village. The desserts here were probably the best on the island though. Everything they had was wonderful. And don't forget the Yellow Sub. And if you're probably talking about drinks, they had the best drinks on the island. The espresso martini was fabulous and beautifully presented. One of the best new additions to the Princess Juliana International Airport is the new departure hall. The first time we visited St. Martin, we questioned whether we wanted to return after dealing with our old departure process, but this is a true and classy international airport now. We love the new private lounge area. You pay one fee and get free and unlimited drinks and food and high-quality Wi-Fi. The whole area was exceptionally clean and cozy, and the food was delicious. Leaving St. Martin is now a breeze, and we would probably do the lounge each time if we had enough time right before departures. St. Martin is amazing, and where else can you drive alongside a walking donkey?